My name is Errol Jones, as most of you probably know, and I am here today to share some things with you. And today this is a no bullshit show. Did you understand what I just said? No bullshit. Do I apologize for using that language? Oh hell no, because this is a no bullshit session where we're going to deal with some things that we don't have a tremendous amount of time to play games. Because last time I heard, when I was watching Facebook and YouTube and listening to the different shows, I'm listening to the pundits, the talking heads, the blackface pundits, the leaders in the community, talking about the dire and desperate needs that black people are finding themselves in now that Donald Trump has been elected president. That's all I'm hearing. The panic from all types of voices, the ones that think they know what to do and sit in front of us and pontificate. The ones that are not dressed like this, they're clean shaven, their hair is nice and immaculate, their nails are done, they have on a nice suit. They don't look like this. They don't come on television or video with a beard and hair scraggly and a hat they don't look like this. This is what you look like. This is what you look like. This is what I look like. And I'm here to tell you that in many cases, they not like us. They don't dress like this. They don't look like this. They don't act like this. They don't think like this. They don't really, because they're not like us. They look like us because some of them have dark skin. I'm just going to deal with the blacks right now because I'm talking specifically to black people for black people because I love black people. I'm going to say some things about the Democratic Party. And I hope you all don't get it twisted and think that I think that Democrat and black is the same thing. Black and Democrat. I'm not. I have a brain. I can think. I'm not Democrat. I've leaned and voted Democrat almost my whole life, but it's just because I happen to be in the vicinity. I liked Ronald Reagan. I liked Donald Trump. Let me tell you why I like Donald Trump. We're both New Yorkers. I didn't say I like all of his policies. I don't know what his policies are. I don't know. I know some of them. Some I like and some I don't like, and some I just don't really fully understand the impact of them. But I like Donald Trump. You know why? Because he's not afraid to put his foot in your ass. He's not afraid to punk you. He's not afraid to just wants to do. Now, does that make him moral, immoral, whatever? That make me, I must not be moral. Man, shut the hell up. Do you think if I said something about Hitler that was positive, that means I like Hitler and I want to be like Hitler? Don't be stupid. Take that conversation to somebody else that's stupid. Oh, you already do. You're already taking it to the masses of black people and the masses of voters in this country that are really not too bright. Oh, did I say it? Yes. Did I mean it? Hell yes. Do I think that I'm smarter than most of them? All right. Smart doesn't mean a damn thing. There's a lot of people out here that are smart and it's with intelligence. I'm very smart. Reason why it means something is because I've used my smart to do something in my community, especially for something I care very deeply about, the black community. I'm smart enough to do that. I wasn't smart like going over and working in certain career fields and becoming rich or wealthy or living in big homes. Though I have not really missed a beat. You would think I was rich. Some people think, oh, why'd you sell your home? Because they say, hey, you have a 4,000 square foot house with white porcelain floors. Lived in it 20 years. Was late on one payment on February 28th because I thought we had one more day to make the payment. In 20 years, never missed a payment. Never was late. 4,000 square feet, white porcelain floors, iron gates going up and down the stairway. If you go to the top of the stairway, you'd see my my suit of armor. There's a man standing with a suit of armor. You know what that did? It kept a lot of little kids from going up there because they saw that suit of armor and they were scared. They wouldn't go. I sold the house and the family thought that, why did you all get rid of that? It was a mansion. Beautiful 10,000 square, $10,000 table in the living room. $10,000, but on a teacher's salary, $10,000 table back in 25 years ago? I'm not bragging. Yes, I am. On the Lord. Look at what God did with somebody like me. Nobody has to look at what I've done and say, we appreciate and respect your accomplishments. I was calling some people on the carpet, some state representatives on the carpet, and a family member who was defending the person stepped in and said, well, Mr. Jones, what have you done? You're talking about my brother. What have you done? Okay, you all who are thinking the same thing, because I'm getting ready to call some of your folks on the carpet too. I have some things for Roland. I have some things for Al. I have a few things to say to Jamal, all of whom I respect, but I have a few things to say. I have a few things to say. In question, if you look at the title of the show, it's called Talking Back Black. Talking Back Black. I have suits lined up right there. Black, gray, blue, olive. I have beautiful eelskin shoes sitting right there that I thought I had lost. And so I've searched them out to try to find another pair of Belvederes. Beautiful eelskin. And the new Belvederes I found are eelskin with Oscar, with ostrich. Doesn't that sound like stuff that people that have a lot of money deal with? I guess it does if you don't have any money and you're not around people that have money. Everything I just mentioned to you, people that I know, they're not impressed with all that because it really doesn't amount to a whole lot. But when you don't have anything, you think that's a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal because I grew up with things like that my whole life. As a child, I was fortunate enough to be born into a family that was just everyday average families, but that's how they were in New York. They're from the Renaissance, New York. They have that mindset. And even though we moved to Detroit, I was taught with the New York mindset, always going back every year, always watch that ball drop from the Empire State Building. Never seen it live. Here I am now, I'm at 60s. I still have never seen the Empire State Building live. Why? Being born in New York is no big deal. It's the Empire State Building. It's the Statue of Liberty. If you've seen those things become pretty common to you. It's no big deal. So I've seen those things. I'm going back now just see Statue of Liberty. I was just there in November. But it's experience. So I have some things. Hey, I want to Al, I want to talk to Jamal, I want to talk to Roland. I want to talk to leaders right now and tell you why there's a new sheriff in town. I want to tell you why his name is Errol Jones. I want to tell you why that I have a phone call right here from a good friend of mine who is now, he's a world traveler. He's in another country right now, I would think. But I'm broadcasting right now. I'm letting people know why there's a new sheriff in town, and I need them to evaluate the program that I'm sharing with them. I'm going to hit you back, man. All right. Yeah, that's a guy. You see, when I say it's not a big deal, he's in another country just because he felt like being in another country. That's what people with that kind of money do. I'm not there. I don't go because I don't have the kind of money to hang out with those guys right now. I'm busy. My money's being invested in what I'm talking to you now about. That's why when I start telling you that if you want to do what I'm doing, you probably need to send me $20 if you really want to make that kind of money, because I need to get my money up. Now, let me tell you this. You don't have to send me a dime. Not at all. Not at all. Keep your money. I'm not hustling $20 bills. Never have. Never have. Keep your money. I'll give you value even though you keep your money. I just won't give you a check because the money is for the check. Everything else I'm getting ready to share with you is for the good of the community. But you don't have to pay me a dime. Keep your money, okay? Now, let me tell you why I need to pay attention. Here's why. National City is a concept that I came up with to put an umbrella over the whole entire Black community. So now National City is the largest city of Black people in the nation because we have annexed every Black person in the city. No, I didn't ask you permission. Didn't need to. Your skin is black. So if you walk down the street in Vidor, Texas, which is known for Klan activity, if you walk down the street in Vidor, Texas, they're not going to ask for your driver's license, Mr. Black-skinned person. Doesn't matter. If you walk around telling people you're not Black, whoever's walking, when you're walking down that street in Vidor, Texas, in the middle of the night, those people are going to think that you're probably Black because the skin is dark, because you're walking out there in the streets. They don't know who you are. You're walking in Klan Town. Only somebody really stupid do that. So we've adopted you into the Black family in nationalcity.us. Go look it up. You're going to find out more and more about that. I am in go mode now. I'm not in slow down, wait for permission, wait for people to catch up. No, we're leaving some people behind. Everybody cannot be in regular ed. Some people are in special ed. And those people in special ed, you don't really understand how valuable and how positive special ed can be because you don't know how to use it. So I'm a special ed instructor certified in multiple states. Good at what I do. Did it for years. I taught kids, all kinds of kids. I taught kids that would not learn, did not want to learn, and would fight you if they learned. I taught them. I motivated them. Black kids, white kids, Asian kids, Hispanic kids, grown kids that were 30 years old. That's called church members. That's what I did when I was pastoring. Didn't want to pastor. We'll go into that later. But let me tell you why there's a new sheriff in town. Because right now we're talking about leadership in the community that I've been watching television, and as good, kind, and wonderful as they are, with all kinds of accolades to talk about what they've done in the past, aren't these the same people that lost to Trump? Aren't these the same people that delivered Trump into your hands, into the hands of the, delivered the Black community into the hands of Trump? Aren't these the same people that are still getting paid today, who really betrayed by the ineffectiveness, the Black community, but they're still getting paid today, and they're calling us up and asking for more donations? The hell is wrong with them? Nothing. If you want to be stupid and allow yourself to be pimped and hoed like that, there's nothing wrong with them. They're doing what they're supposed to do. If you live in a world where there's no real morality except for what you want to do, there's no reason for them to think kindly of you. There's no reason for them not to cut the federal budget and cut off a lot of people off the federal dole. I'm in business. What you could do is just go and decimate industry. Decimate comes from a Greek word I'll tell you about dec later, and my second grade special ed kids can tell you about that. Decimate means to take off 10. You go down and count every 10th and decimate your army. You take the 10th one out and kill them. So we need to decimate some people that's on these business roles, because most of you all won't get your behinds off those business roles and go make money for yourself. So you're busy taking these little minor checks. Let me see. What happened this week for me? On Monday, a millionaire called me back. See, that may not sound like much. Well, you call them first. Well, how many millionaires can you call and they call you back? On Tuesday, another millionaire called me. Totally unrelated. On Wednesday, a third millionaire called me. On Thursday, a broke person called me. And they joined the program. Over the course of those 3 or 4 days, in just maybe a total of maybe 2 total hours, I think I made right around about, I haven't counted it up, but about $4,000 in 2 hours. And I haven't even started selling yet. Community development through Black community development through youth entrepreneurship. I am an educator. I am a minister. I am a entrepreneur. I am a Black man. I am a basketball player. I am a pain in the ass. I am a blessing. I am all in anything that you want to call me. I am. And what I am doing right now is inviting you all to participate with us in National City. I spent thousands and thousands and thousands. One website was over $60,000. Over $60,000. Don't make any money with it. But I had to hold on to it because I knew you guys were coming and the time would come. The time is now. People are asking for the program that I have, but they don't know who to ask for. So I can't afford to take my time and go kindly and knock on the door and say, please, please, Mr. Black Leader, can I talk to your audience? And they say, well, Errol, we don't have time to talk to you right now. We're too busy doing what we've been doing. We're too busy boycotting and all this other stuff. So that means I'm going to have to just kick some people in their ass. So when you see me being very bold about some things, when you see me calling people out by name, when you see me asking Roland Martin, now let me ease up. I'm going to use Roland Martin for a minute here, the name. When you see me easing up on him because I had a problem, I still got a bone to pick with that stuff that he pulled during the election. And Roland should be trusted. Man, Roland has been a trusted voice in the community, even though some of the things he said of late were like off the wall. And I have to take him up a task on that. That's why the name of the show is Talking Back Black. I'm about to start playing these people's shows and responding to them on live, talking to this show. When if it's Betty Boop and Betty Boop says the sky is green, I'm going to, hey, Betty, you're right. The sky is green. Sure did look blue to me. But if it's someone else saying, hey, Errol Jones, you need to go out here and encourage the entire community to boycott. And then when I think about it and say, I think the boycott is flawed, like I do, there's a lot of good outcomes that are going to come out of it. But right now, the folks are running around scrambling. They don't know what to do. That's why there's a new sheriff in town. You're looking at him. I'm looking just like this. You know why? Because it's not about me. It's about the program that I worked on a lifetime and brought to the table. And so now our community, the Black community, is about to be. Who's the dude that said Barack was just a community organizer? They didn't know who he was. All of a sudden, you looked up, he's challenging for president. You're about to be Barack. When Barack won, he used the system that I was working on back then. I said, hey, the system for raising money, it makes money. And I told people, just look, this is what I've done. But I've done it in a way that we can work together. And the parents earn income. The pastors, well, they already earn an income. The churches get revenue. The nonprofits get revenue. The restaurants feed more people. The people that don't have much food get more food. Individuals that don't have any money get some money. Black people step into the table. And let me tell you this, and make sure that you clearly understand what I'm talking about. My first focus is on Black men. My first focus is on Black men. I am in no way, shape, form, and fashion LGBTQ or any of that. I'm a Christian. All of that to me is just what the Bible says, an abomination. It's an abomination. Can I be more clearer? But those people have a right in the country to do what they want. It's a God-given right. It's a God-given right. But I'm not interested in my children or anybody growing up and be anything else but a male or female. That's all. That's it. And even though I work with and respect people that want to do what they want to do, but you do what you want to do, but I don't have to go along with all of that. So let's quit tripping with that. And that is not me. So I'm targeting Black males. Why? Here's why Black males. Black men must rise. Must rise. What I'm bringing to the table is explosive. It's going to blow the community up. I'll be damned if I go to females, as beloved as they are, as capable as they are, as superstars as they are, as having been bought off by the white community to really almost to really decimate the families, because Black men couldn't be around at one time, asked Claudine, without having to have their women lose her income. So the state bought the Black women. I'm talking about the poor people. I'm not talking about everybody. They bought the ones that are a little more well off with good jobs when they couldn't give their man a job. So the women, ladies, I respect you. Women, I respect you. Then you got some thoughts, and then you just got some straight up holes. You got all of that. But women, I respect. All the rest of them I tolerate. Women I respect. So Black men, we must rise. So I'm not going to do anything to elevate a woman over you in that household. So there's no way in the world I'll bring an explosive, financially beneficial program to the community, launch it through women, and have the women come back and get the men and still making more money than the men. And so men, you're back in a financially subservient position, hoping that the ladies come around and realize that men have value. So I don't make any apologies to the Black men, and I don't apologize to the Black women that have any level of intelligence. I'm trying to get some men for your daughters to marry, some men for your nieces to marry, some men that can run the companies. The churches are filled with churches. Why? With women. Why? Because usually the pastor, he got that pimp game going, and I'm one of them, not pimping, got that pimp game going. So the women rush up in there and listen to the pastor, who then go back and tell the husband what the pastor said, and you don't know your Black husband is really going to tell you if you hadn't already said, man, fuck the pastor. Don't bring no Negro in here trying to tell me what to do in my household. And I'm a minister. Let me tell you why there's a new sheriff in town and I've earned it. When you come to National City, here's what you're going to get. You can't be in National City, first of all, without dealing with your health. You're Black. You can't come in here without dealing with health issues. What are your goals? What are your ambitions? What are your activities? What are you doing for your health? We're the people that can help you. Oh, we have people here. Because if you're in the health industry in National City, we're going to tell the people in not National City who you are, where you are. Second area we're going to focus on is recreation. What do you do for fun? You can't come in National City unless you've thought about what you want to do for fun. Because if you tell us that you want to blow up buildings for fun, then we probably won't give you entrance into National City. But if you'd like to go on cruises, then we're going to invite you to go on our cruise in 2026, the Disneyland cruise, Disney World cruise. And we're going to invite you to participate in our activity and win it, all expenses paid, for you and 4 to 6 of your friends, family. So if you'd like to go on bus cruises, then you can go ahead and get with us, and we're going to take this cruise, a bus cruise, land cruise down to Galveston, and have a good time in Galveston. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do. And then if you want to take another cruise, I'll tell you about later. We're on our way to Disney World and Disneyland and Six Flags in Dallas and Six Flags in San Antonio and New Orleans and New York. If you want to travel, this is what we do in National City. What's the third thing you'll do? So we have health. We're going to look at your health goals. What are your recreation goals? The third thing, usually these kind of things are done with people you really care about. And a lot of times, if we're lucky, the people we care about are in our family. So what are our family and friend goals? You can't come in National City if you don't have family and friend goals. We look at you as a unit, a family and friends. I might sound crazy, but I'm in favor of, if your child's going out there doing crazy, wild things and committing crimes, I'm in favor of not only that fool, if he's going out there killing people, giving them the death penalty. I'm not really far away from thinking that the whole family needs to get the death penalty. Control your ignorant kids. Control them. I'm not really too far away from my real feelings about that, only because of the victims. You're just tired of hearing the victims. So we're going to deal with our health issues. What about our recreation issues? Third area is family and friends. What are you doing for our family and friends? We just talked about taking trips. So let's take our families and friends on a trip with us. Let's pay for them to go. I want to go on a 28-day cruise around. Everybody can't go with me. That means I have to have enough money to take some people with me if they want to go. Most of them won't be able to go because they can't get away for 28 days. I just want to go and take a trip because I want to before I die. The fourth area is financing. How are you going to do all these things, take trips and whatnot? How are you going to take care of your health? How are you going to do all the recreation stuff? What are you going to do with your family if you don't have any money? So the issue is, how much does all that cost you? In National City, we have to look at your finance and help you to figure out what is all that going to cost to finance your plans. These are your plans. This is your life. What is it going to cost to help you finance it? We're going to help you with that. How much money do you need to have in the bank? How much money do you need to have flowing on a regular basis and help you with your finances? And then lastly, but not really lastly, because there's 8, we're only talking about 5 here. I'm going to throw in 6. When you start talking about your finances, if it costs you $100,000 to implement this budget, or $50,000, or even just $10,000, if it costs you $100,000, you're not going to be a janitor for a career and make the kind of money to go on those kind of cruises, $100,000. You could be a doctor. You could be a lawyer. You probably won't be a teacher. So you have to look at your career. And you have to find something that you can do that people are willing to pay you to do, and pay you enough so you can do the things you like to do. This is what happens in National City, is Black community development through youth entrepreneurship. We're coming up. It's a new sheriff in town. And I'm not going to talk about these things right now. There's a new sheriff in town. Now, what's the 6th thing? And I'm not going to tell you the 7th and 8th. I'm just going to tell you the 6th. And I'm tell you the 7th and 8th later. The 6th one is education. Education. Now, let me break down to you why you're talking to the new sheriff in town, why my name will be buzzing all across America this year, because I'm answering the question that everybody's asking, and there's nobody on the horizon that's done the work that I've done, that's prepared to do this like I'm getting ready to do it. And I'm going to do it in a way that's going to seem like it's disrespectful, but no, I respect all those people I just told you, but their plans are flawed. So now I'm gonna have to kick them in their ass in a nice, kind way, in love, so they can understand that I'm right there with them. I support them, I care, but our people are at risk, and so I can't be nice about that to protect their reputation and their egos. To hell with their egos. I have an ego too. Here we go. This is why I'm the sheriff in town. Number one, do you know what this is? Not the price tag, the models of teaching. Do you know what a model of teaching is? If you don't know what a model of teaching is, then just be quiet and learn something. If you know what a model of teaching is, Mr. Educator, we're in the lead now because we understand what models of teaching are. So I'm getting ready to share with you and them some models of teaching that we're implementing. And you'll know that it's good. And by the way, educators, we're not asking for the lead. Read the name of what you dare to call yourself. Educate, D-U-C and D-U-C-T in the Greek means lead. In the Greek, it means lead. I'm looking here for my college level vocabulary book, the one I used to teach my second grade special ed kids, and they picked up these words. But Greek means lead, educate means to lead. So black teachers, especially black men, you need to lead. Let me tell you one thing we're going to lead in National City. We're going to lead black men to an area of prominence where black men are making good money. We're going to put you back at the top of the desirable elements in the black family. You need some money. Come on, guys, you running around with your little penis thinking that's going to get it? Do you really think that? They can buy that on the shelf now. $20 to get a little vibrator. You think that's it? And you don't know how to talk. You don't know how to walk. You ain't bringing any money in the house. You just walk around talking about you're a man. But then you was raised by who? You probably wasn't raised by a man. You probably raised by a single parent female who loves you. But now I'm talking about you, not hating. But now your persona, now your outcomes, now your effectiveness is very feminine. Now you're out there shooting people in the street because that's what a man does. He shoots people in the street because you don't know how to control your emotions because females have raised you and you weren't around enough men that were telling you that out there is not being a man, it's just being an ignorant fool and an animal deserving of the death penalty all day long, killing black men. You deserve to be dead. Let me tell you why there's a new sheriff in town. Let me keep going. We're talking about models of teaching. If you don't know where they are, sit down, be quiet, because the educators are taking lead. The number one educator right now is taking lead because unless you have somebody else that come to the table and resolve these issues, then get in line. I'm playing point guard, people. I told you that. I'm playing point guard. And I want to challenge anybody that thinks they have a better plan than myself. Let's sit at the table. We can talk. I'll come on your show. You can come on mine. And you know, better yet, because some of you think I'm missing, I don't need a show. I'm talking directly to the people. And they'll respond. You know why? Because while you're giving all that gobbledygook reasons why everyone should boycott and why it's so important that we bring down the price of the stock and why we do all that, you're asking these poor people to do something for you on that day, but you're not doing a damn thing for them by lunchtime. You didn't do anything to put food on the table. So next time somebody comes to you with this gobbledygook about why you need to commit yourself to the black community, you won't see it right now. You'll see it in the future. You need to be down with the cause. See, their asses are getting paid now. Everybody's got their big mouth open talking about boycott. The white communities in the corporate community is going to pay them and buy them off. You didn't know that? Stop being dumbasses, black people. Stop being so nice. Letting these people put their foot in your behind and crap in your mouth. Do that for somebody else. I'm not the one. Do you see what the title of this show is? Talking Back Black. I'm talking back black. What does that mean? I don't know. But anyway, let's keep going. I'll tell you why I hit the new sheriff in town. I'm almost done. Beginning the inquiry. So we need to look at this and really understand how we go about looking at this question. Number two, where do models of teaching come from? If you don't know what a model of teaching is, don't worry about it. I'll tell you about that later. The studying the slow growing knowledge base on education. It's growing. It's growing. We need to study that. And then also, what are the 3 sides of teaching? 3 sides of teaching. I'm not going to deal with that. Now let me get to what I want to talk about. In education, probably about 4 models that we could focus on. Number one model that we'll talk about here for just a brief moment is what you call the information processing family of models. And this is where you start dealing with intuitive thinking, deductive reasoning, inductive reasoning. You start dealing with things like picture wheels and dissecting picture wheels. You're dealing with a lot of mental things that are processing the information. Some people process slow, some people process fast. Scientific inquiry, we don't want to get all up into that. Bottom line is like cybernetics, that's all part of that as well. The first area is information processing family. The second area that people use in teaching is the area of social family relationships. Social family relationships pretty much deal with how do people interact, how do they get along, what about the groups? It's more sociology. It's putting people, group learning, group think. All these are sociological issues, and that's part of the social learning model that you'll have. And a lot of people that are touchy-feely like to do that. Oh, this is great. I hate group activities. Give me a book, I'll tear it apart and dissect it, and I do what I have to do. I don't want to be in a group. I know how to do it. Now, those of you that might be in groups and don't like it, then suck it up, because learning is about stretching yourself. Get engaged with things you're not like. That stretches you. So you don't have to stay there. So now we have the social family of models. And then we have the personal family models. This is more or less the teaching, non-directed teaching. This is more or less like counseling, non-directed teaching. How do you feel, feelings and emotions, developing positive self-concept. It's a lot of that stuff that I call wishy-washy, because that's not me. But for somebody for whom it is, then there's a model to reach that person. I'm more like what I'm about to tell you now. I'm more like the behavioral model, the behavior model. Skinner and those people that are in that genre of behavior management systems, Skinnerian box. Here's what the behavior model is. Number one, it deals with things like mastery learning, where you might get a 70 on something, but you do it again till you get higher, 80. You keep going till you do it over and over till you get the desired score. Rote learning, that's mastery learning. We'll do a little bit of that. A second area is direct instruction. Lectures, like I'm giving you now, this is direct instruction. If you're taking notes and whatnot, this is direct instruction. But the third one, and my love, and the one that's going to make us a millionaire, probably by Christmas, is learning from simulation. Simulation games. You know, like you're playing a game of Monopoly, you're a real estate agent. You're playing a game of King Oil, you're an oil baron. You're playing Railroad Tycoon, you're a railroad owner. You're playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You're somebody striving to be a millionaire. You get into these mental states. You're playing a computer game. You see these war games where they're shooting at each other. Somebody shoots at you, really move, and you're really ducking and dodging. So those simulation games. So the National City is a simulation game that speaks to the development of the Black community. The first thing you do when you come there is you're going to learn the basic steps. Health. What are your health goals? Recreation. What do you like to do for fun? Family and friends. Who's participating with you? Financing. How are you going to pay for all of those things? Career. What do you do to make that kind of money? And then there's 3 others that we'll deal with at a later time. My name is Errol Jones. There's a new sheriff in town. You're going to hear my name more and more in the country this year, because I have an intervention to deal with just about it's comprehensive enough to touch just about all the problems that we're facing right now. Immediate problems. We're just turning the folks loose. We're in beast mode. You guys have a great day. Pay attention. Make sure you're registered at National City. I guess now I can go take a nap, go to bed. It's been an all-nighter. Worn out, tired. Talk to you tomorrow.